Good evening, everybody. This is my video discussion 6 for chapters 19 and 20. So in chapters 19, about the rhythm and the pace and tempo, I was really thinking about a production that I had just seen and how different parts of the show dragged or maybe was too fast for the audience to like catch on to the concept. And so I was trying to apply that as I was like reading through everything. They really had a lot of talent on the stage, but some of the pieces of the production really kept them from shining. For instance, the blackouts were really, really slow, and you could see people really slowly coming on and moving something and really slowly coming off, and it really affected how, scenes carried over from one to the other, and like that emotion or that, the pace carried over, the momentum that the cast had like built up, and then you were just like frozen in time for, 2 or 3 minutes sometimes. And it was almost a 15 to 20 minute chunk of like blackouts through the whole show. And so that really made, the pacing of the show kind of cattywampus. I thought a lot about some of the missed lines that were happening. You could definitely tell there was like this awkward silence where there was maybe a little bit of panic that was setting in, where they didn't know how to cover each other, or maybe that hadn't happened before. And so I was really thinking about how those little things can really, affect your overall production. And then I also was thinking about how maybe I even glaze over some of the rhythm of my directing, like once I get into it and we've seen it so many times, or maybe I don't think something is as funny or as moving as maybe someone else. And then just being like aware of, conversations with my assistant directors about how they feel the rhythm is going or the pace is going in certain areas, and then just applying that feedback because my vision may be different and not coming through at those points, especially to the actors. I was thinking about in chapter 20 with the problem solving. I loved it. As a teacher, that's what we do. We micromanage and problem solve all day long and try to figure out different ways where we can get students from point A to point B. In this case, it's actors and actresses point A to point B, and doing that with as much positivity and feedback as you can. And so I liked how it broke down. If you have this, then try these things. And I really want to be aware of how my mood and my emotions from the day are carrying over into rehearsals, and just watching that a little bit. Working with junior high and high school students is a challenge. As many of you know, they have pretty big mood swings, or something happens with their boyfriend or girlfriend during the day, or maybe a homework assignment or a teacher issue, and that really does carry over. And so I really want to make sure that I'm fostering that like emotional safety, and just the idea, continuing the idea of having fun with them while they're learning, and also putting on, a fantastic production and letting them feel the success of how we got through tough times. I want to thank everybody for all of their feedback, and it was nice to hear some of the, successes people were having, but also some of the struggles that we all face, and it made me feel a lot less alone. And so I hope to see many of you in our upcoming master's classes. Thanks again.